Good evening, sir. Today, the book I am going to review is Black Swan: The Impact of Highly Improbable. This book was written by Nassim Taleb as a follow up to his earlier book, Fooled by the Randomness. It deals with why people are poorly suited to decision making in the face of uncertainty. In the present book, Taleb describes how an event occurs completely outside expectation and has an enormous impact on future development, and that can be explained only in hindsight as predictable. He calls such event as black swan, which have rare occurrences. Mostly white swan is found. Examples of black swan are like 9 by 11 attack and financial crisis, which occurred in 2008. In practice, instead of looking for black swan, that is rare occurring events which have enormous impact on our future, we look for predictable pattern. For this, we build mathematical models which are supposed to be forward looking. But the basic assumption of this model is wrong, which leads us to failure in predicting future events. He introduces the concept of three concept, which is like concept of anti-liability and concept of empirical skeptics. Concept of anti-liability talks about an idea that what we don't know is more important than what we do know. Concept of empirical skeptics means a person who emphasizes the importance of empirical evidence as a means to draw conclusion over anecdotal observations. He introduces two domains of randomness, that is mediocriston and extremiston. Mediocriston is a scenario in which when sample size is large, no single instance will affect the aggregate. Extremiston is a scenario in which a single observation in a sample impacts the aggregate disproportionately. Most of the black swan is almost exclusively from extremiston. This book is divided into 4 parts. Part 1 is mostly about how we perceive historical and current events and what distortions are present in such perceptions. Part 2 talks about why we are unable to deal with our errors. Part 3 goes deeper into the topic of extreme events, which explains how the bell curve, which he thinks as an intellectual fraud, is generated. Part 4 sums up his guiding principle in life with regard to skepticism and uncertainty and offers readers some advice. General theme of Taleb's advice is that to keep one's mind open about both negative and positive possibilities and not to discount the possibility of unlikely events. As far as my opinion on this book is concerned, the book is full of wide-ranging applications of his thesis. It is philosophical and a bit technical in parts, filled with conceptual ideas and a brilliant thought process. The book is a challenging read because it requires a large vocabulary and interest in literary and scientific references. For example, concept of bell curve, idea of finance and economics. Though some of his examples have much of prescription for an average investors as to how to invest, he has included some events in the category of black swan, which is not appropriate, like Cuban and Iranian revolutions, because these historical events are different from financial events. Despite its fallout, this book is great and thought-provoking read. Thank you, sir.